You know deep down that intuition never lies. That feeling that seems to pulse in your chest, that subtle voice that echoes in your mind at the most unexpected moments. It's not a coincidence. It's as if something greater is trying to communicate with you, asking for attention, demanding presence. No matter how much you have tried to ignore it, the truth is that this call remains unshakable. It's your soul manifesting, reminding you that there is more behind what the eyes can see, something deeper than what is on the surface of everyday life. It's not just a matter of knowing, it's a feeling, a sensation that there are doors still unopened, paths still untraveled, stories still untold. You may have felt this in moments of silence, in seemingly ordinary situations, or even in the middle of any conversation. And that's where the magic of this intuition lies. It arises when least expected, but always at the right moment. Now, it is essential that you allow yourself to trust this feeling. Intuition is like a guiding thread that connects you to your deepest purpose, to what is truly yours. And if it is telling you that there is something more, it is because there really is. It could be an opportunity hidden in the subtleties of life, a new direction that reveals itself, or even a truth that needs to be faced head-on. Ignoring this is like closing your eyes to a vital part of your own existence. Have you ever stopped to think that this feeling of there is something more is, in fact, an invitation? An invitation to explore, to dare, to leave the comfort zone and dive into unknown territories of yourself. Sometimes what you need is not more answers, but more questions. Questions that unravel what is behind this call, that deepen your understanding of what is truly important at this moment in your life. When intuition speaks, it is not to be silenced or ignored. It is to be heard with all your being. It is a higher form of communication, something that connects you to your truest self, to your spiritual essence. It is that silent reminder that life is much more vast than what the senses capture. Intuition is the beacon that illuminates the darkest nights, showing that even when everything seems lost or meaningless, there is still a path to follow. There is still hope to be nurtured. But make no mistake, this something more is not always easy to achieve. Sometimes it requires courage, demands that you face your deepest fears and your most hidden shadows. Because to access what lies beyond, you first need to be willing to let go of what no longer serves you. This includes limiting beliefs, obsolete behavior patterns, and even people who are not aligned with your highest truth. It is a process of internal refinement. Just as a rough diamond needs to be polished to reveal its brilliance, you also need to allow life to polish you so that you can shine with the full intensity of your being. Intuition is like the artisan who knows exactly where to touch to release your inner light. It knows where your greatest potentials are, where the talents you have not yet dared to manifest lie, and where the truths you have not yet had the courage to admit to yourself reside. Therefore, from now on, allow yourself to go beyond. Allow yourself to look more deeply inside yourself and at the world around you. Believe that what you feel is not just a fleeting illusion, but a truth that is trying to emerge. And remember that every step taken on this path is a way of honoring your own spiritual journey, your own growth. The path of intuition is a path of surrender. Surrender to the unknown, to what has not yet been revealed, to what is still to come. But it is also a path of trust. Trust that, even if you don't know exactly where you are going, you are being guided by something greater, by a wisdom that goes beyond the rational. Trust that, if you feel there is something more, it is because that something truly exists. This choice to continue is more than just a decision. It's an act of courage. You are accepting to dive deeper, to cross the veils that separate what you know from what is yet to be discovered. And this is not a trivial step. It is a commitment to yourself, a silent declaration that you are willing to go beyond appearances and enter the core of your perceptions and sensations. As you walk through this territory of something more, it will be inevitable to encounter resistance. The mind, being a creature of habit, will try to keep you in the safety of the known. It may whisper doubts, question the legitimacy of your sensations, and even suggest that it is safer not to take risks. But it is precisely at this point that intuition differentiates itself. It is not a product of logic. It is not a mental construction, but rather a manifestation of the essence that transcends reasoning. It is natural to feel fear or hesitation in the face of the unknown. After all, this something more implies letting go of old paradigms, established beliefs, and often the need for control. You will find yourself faced with choices and situations that can be challenging, as they require unwavering faith in yourself and in your ability to discern what is truly yours. But know this: it is precisely this faith that will provide you with the necessary support to move forward. And when I speak about faith, I am not referring to blind faith. It is a faith based on experience, on direct contact with one's own intuition and the spirituality that resides within you. It is knowing that, even without understanding all the details, you feel that you are on the right path. It is a serene certainty, a calm conviction that arises from the connection with something greater, something that transcends the limitations of time and space. Have you ever stopped to reflect that this something more could be a part of you that has been dormant, waiting for the right moment to awaken? It may be a talent not yet explored, a deep desire that has been repressed, or even a mission you feel but have not yet been able to name. Your intuition is the key to unravel these internal mysteries, to allow this part of you to come to the surface and to finally be recognized and lived in its entirety. And it is in this process that contact with oneself becomes more intimate. You begin to notice the subtle signs that life offers, the moments of synchronicity that seem to indicate a specific path, or the intense emotions that manifest when something is truly right for you. These are the silent confirmations that you are on the right path, that you are in resonance with what is rightfully yours. However, do not expect this path to always be linear or devoid of challenges. Often the something more reveals itself through personal crises, moments of deep doubt, or even situations that seem chaotic. But it is precisely in these moments that true transformation occurs. It is these crises that clear the ground, that remove illusions, and that allow the new to be established. They are like a rebirth, a necessary purification process, so that you can access the deepest truths of your being. And it's important that you remain aware that this something more isn't just about fulfilling desires or achieving goals. It's about reaching a fuller state of presence where life is lived in a more authentic and true way. It's about being in alignment with your essence, and not just with the objectives outlined by the mind. It's a state of being that transcends mere survival and allows you to access a broader sense of purpose and fulfillment. And as you advance on this journey, remember that you are not alone. Spirituality is not an abstract concept. It's a living presence, a force that guides and sustains you every step of the way. Whether through angels, spiritual guides, or even through your own higher self, this presence is always there, ready to help, to offer clarity and comfort. But for you to truly feel this presence, you need to be open, receptive, and in tune with yourself. This also means trusting in moments of silence, in pauses, in the intervals between one thought and another. It's in these moments of quiet that intuition speaks loudest, that answers arise more clearly, and that guidance becomes more precise. Meditation, for example, can be a powerful tool to deepen this connection. It's not just about calming the mind, but about creating an inner space where deeper truths can be heard without external interference. As you allow yourself to explore this something more, it's inevitable that some parts of your life will transform. Relationships may change, interests may shift, and even the way you see the world may expand. This is natural, because true connection with yourself brings inevitable changes to the external world. But it's important not to resist these changes. Instead, embrace them as part of the growth process and the discovery of who you truly are. And always remember, the fact that you feel there is something more is in itself a blessing. It is a sign that you are awake, that you are attentive, and that you are willing to go beyond the superficial. And this is a rare achievement, because many people go through their entire lives without even considering the possibility that there is something more to be discovered both within and outside themselves. This choice to continue reveals a deep desire to explore not only the words, but the truths they carry. And it is precisely this desire that sets the tone for your journey. The persistence in listening to this inner voice, in going beyond what is comfortable, demonstrates an openness to the most intimate dimensions of your soul. There is a nobility in allowing yourself this deepening because it requires surrender, vulnerability, and above all, a genuine willingness to know yourself in an authentic way. As you move forward, it is essential to allow yourself to feel everything that emerges from this process. Intuition is not just a compass pointing the way, it also brings with it emotions that were often dormant or repressed. It could be the euphoria of discovering something new about yourself, the joy of rediscovering a forgotten dream, or even the pain of recognizing aspects of yourself that need to be transformed. But in each of these emotions there is a key to your truth, a portal to your something more. Do not fear these emotions. They are manifestations of the life that pulses within you, clamoring to be seen and integrated. There is a beauty in allowing emotions to flow freely, without judgment, without trying to rationalize or control them. This is true acceptance, the total embrace of who you are in your purest essence. And it is in this embrace that intuition is strengthened, that it becomes a reliable and constant guide on your journey. You might be wondering how to delve even deeper into this contact with your inner self, how to expand this perception of the something more that is beyond conventional logic. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through conscious silence, not an imposed or forced silence, but a silence that arises from the willingness to listen to what is beyond words, beyond mental noise. It is a state of full presence, where you allow yourself to just be, without trying to understand, without seeking immediate answers. Conscious silence can be achieved in moments of meditation, in contemplation of nature, or even in everyday activities, such as walking or simply observing your breath. The important thing is that you are present, without expectations, just open to whatever comes. It is in this state of receptivity that the deepest revelations usually emerge, not as loud cries, but as gentle whispers that echo in the heart. And, as this connection deepens, you begin to realize that the something more also manifests in small things. It is in the lightness of a breeze that touches the face, in the sparkle of a glance that meets yours, or even in the synchronicity of events that seem orchestrated by an invisible force. Life begins to show itself as a great mirror of your own inner journey, subtly reflecting what you are ready to see and understand. However, this broader perception is not limited only to moments of quiet or contemplation. It also reveals itself in life's challenges, in situations that seem chaotic or confusing. It is precisely in these moments that intuition can be most valuable, because it offers a perspective beyond appearances, a clarity that transcends the immediacy of circumstances. When you are in tune with this inner truth, you realize that each challenge carries with it an opportunity for growth, a lesson that needs to be learned, a pattern that needs to be transformed. It is not about denying the pain or discomfort, but understanding that they are essential parts of the evolution process. It is as if life is constantly asking you to become more, to expand your perceptions, to delve deeper into your own being. And don't think that the something more is reserved only for great revelations or moments of epiphany. Often it manifests in simple ways, such as a call to follow a new path, a desire to explore a dormant talent, or even a will to reconnect with something that was left behind. The something more can be in a subtle desire to change direction, to seek new horizons, or even simply to be more authentic in your everyday interactions. Have you noticed how human relationships are a fertile ground for the manifestation of this something more? They are like mirrors that reflect not only who you are, but also who you can become. It is in the encounters and disengagements, in the shared dialogues and silences, that you have the opportunity to see your own patterns, beliefs, and fears more clearly. And it is also in these moments that intuition can offer precious insights on how to improve your relationships, how to communicate more truthfully, how to be more present for the other and yourself. The connection with others is, many times, an extension of the connection with oneself. The more you delve into your own truth, the more capable you become of understanding and embracing the truth of the other. And it is precisely this genuine exchange that enriches the human experience, that brings more meaning and depth to your relationships. It is not just about understanding the other, but about feeling the other, allowing a soul-to-soul exchange without masks, without defenses. As you become more aware of this something more, life begins to unfold in unexpected ways. What once seemed unattainable now reveals itself as possible. What seemed difficult now becomes lighter. This does not mean you will never face difficulties again, but rather that you will have a broader perspective to deal with them. You will start to see challenges as learning opportunities, crises as moments of transformation, and losses as part of a larger cycle of renewal and growth. And if at any moment you feel you are getting lost, that the path is confusing or uncertain, remember, intuition is always there waiting to be heard. It is the internal compass that guides you back to the center, that reconnects you with your purpose and your truth. All you need to do is allow yourself to listen to it, trust it, and follow the path it indicates, even if it does not make sense to the rational mind. If you have come this far, it is because the something more has already begun to reveal itself in some way. And this is just the beginning. The more you open yourself to this journey, the deeper your contact with yourself will be, the clearer your purpose will be, and the fuller your life experience will be. If this message touched you in some way, if you felt the truth of that something more that exists within you, do not let this feeling go unnoticed. Take this moment to reconnect with your intuition, give voice to your deepest truths, and follow what really matters to you. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving messages that deepen your self-knowledge and awaken your inner potential. I want to know your opinion. Have you also felt that something more in your life? Leave your comment below, share your experiences and doubts. Your story is valuable and can inspire others to also listen to the voice of their souls. And if this message made sense to you, don't forget to leave your like. This helps to spread this message to more people who, like you, are in search of something beyond what the eyes can see.